Hello, everyone. Welcome to Aqua Alex Live, my monthly Q&A here on my YouTube channel, Alex's Aquariums. Now, this is my first live stream in over 5 years. My last live stream was in April of 2015, so that's a long time ago. So I'm happy to finally end a 5-year spell, if you want to say that. And I'm glad to be doing a live stream again. So every month on the 30th, I'm going to be hosting a live Q&A on my channel right here, Alex's Aquariums, where I'll be answering your questions. You can ask me any questions you want. They could be tropical fish questions, freshwater or saltwater questions, or you can ask me other questions as long as they're PG-13, because I have some younger viewers that like to watch my channel. So to ask a question, simply just post it in the chat room that is on the screen over there. So hopefully we'll get some great questions today. I look forward to answering all of your questions, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. So if you have any questions, post them in the chat room, and I will gladly answer them for you. Now, to begin, I'd like to give an update on my aquarium. My 55-gallon saltwater community tank is doing great. In that tank, I have my Volantin lionfish, who is about 4 inches. I have a dog-faced puffer, a stars and stripes puffer, and a spiny box puffer, as well as a squirrelfish. I'm going to be upgrading my tank very soon. I'm actually planning an upgrade within the next month or so. So they'll be going to a 90-gallon aquarium or much larger. So that's going to be very exciting. I can't wait for that. So once I upgrade to a larger tank, I'm going to get some more fish. And the fish that I want to get for this tank are fox-faced rabbitfish. I'll get a few of them. And a sailfin tang. I really enjoy the sailfin tangs. They're a favorite fish of mine. I like the sailfin tangs and a couple other stuff that I can't think of off the top of my head. And then I'll get back into the freshwater hobby a couple months later. So I just wanted to share that with all of you. I don't see any questions yet, so hopefully we'll get some questions. I do want to mention that I am a sports fan. I like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New York Yankees. So if anyone is wondering what teams I like the New York Yankees and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I like wrestling as well. I might do a wrestling live stream on a different channel. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I'd be interested in doing a wrestling live stream. But for now, we're going to stick with my tropical fish live stream, and I'll answer any questions that I happen to get. So I'm waiting for you to send in your questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. So hopefully you can hear me okay and see my video okay. I'm using my laptop's webcam, but I'm using my Blue Yeti microphone, so the audio should be okay for this live stream. With that being said, let's get to the questions. Does anyone have any questions for me? Like I said, I'd be willing to answer your questions. We got our first question from Steve's Aquatics. What did you do with your freshwater fish? I rehomed them to someone that had a larger aquarium than I did. He had a 300-gallon tank, and in that tank, he had some similar fish that I had. They all went to a good home, and I'm happy they went to a good home. He sends me pictures every now and then. Hopefully, he'll send a video so I can upload it to my channel. That'd be pretty cool. But all my freshwater fish went to a gentleman named Craig from Florida. He's like an hour or so north of me. but he came and got all the fish. So I'm happy about that. Now I have my saltwater tank, but I do plan on getting into freshwater again when I set up another tank in a couple of months or so. So that was a great question. I appreciate that. Wonderful question. Now, when I get into freshwater again, I think I'm gonna do angelfish and community fish because I've done predatory fish with both freshwater and saltwater. I think it'll be nice if I went back to angelfish. Ooh, my good friend Matt Sibidou says, "Do you ever plan on owning bettas?" I have in the past. I would like to keep them again in the future. So, yes, I do plan on owning bettas. I see them all the time at the local fish store, and I'm always tempted to get one, but for some reason I just don't. But yeah, I will set up a nice nano aquarium with a betta and some shrimp in the future. So that was a great question as well. So if you have questions, put them in the chat room, and I'll answer them below. Do I have a favorite type of bettas? I like the koi bettas. The koi bettas are one of my personal favorite bettas. Um, I like the colors on them. I also like the standard bettas, like the red veal bettas and the blue veal bettas. So I'm not really a betta person. I don't know all the specific types of bettas, but I know that there's a wide variety of them now compared to when I first entered the aquarium hobby. So bettas appear to be a very popular fish, which is exciting for the tropical fish hobby. So I'm going to get a betta tank eventually, hopefully soon. Bettas are actually cheap up here, so I could actually get one really soon. Steve's Aquatics asked, did you ever keep red pikefish in your freshwater aquarium? And what do you think of them? So I'm assuming you're talking about the red pike cichlids. I've never had them before, actually, but I always wanted to. But every time I wanted to keep them, they never were available to me at my local fish store or online. But now that I have a saltwater tank, they're becoming available, and I don't have a freshwater tank for them. But they are a beautiful pike cichlid. They look like they're easy to keep. I imagine they eat a lot. I really don't have any experience with them. I have kept other pike cichlids before, though, like the Johanny pike cichlid and the Venezuelan Columbia pikes I've kept as well. But I definitely want to get a red pike in the future when I get back into freshwater. And there's another pike called the Zabrina pike that I want to get. Those are my favorite. Matt asked me, have I ever bred fish? Yes, I've bred a couple of species. I've bred angelfish and silver dollars. The angelfish were the easiest for me to breed. They just bred on their own. And the silver dollars, I didn't even know bred until I saw eggs in the aquarium. Unfortunately, the eggs didn't hatch. They ate all the eggs, so I never had fry of any of the things that I bred. But hopefully in the future, I can breed fish again. I agree, their color is amazing. The red pike cichlid is a gorgeous fish. I definitely agree with that. There's some great questions for me to answer so far. I appreciate all of the wonderful questions. This is going to be something that I look forward to doing monthly. And if it gets popular, I'll do it weekly. But right now, we'll stick to monthly Q&As. I saw a red pike cichlid at the fish store, and I could not believe how beautiful that fish is. Yeah, they are absolutely gorgeous. I think they're kind of expensive, though. I know up here, my local fish store had one a long time ago for like $300. But if I had the tank and the money, I would get it. As you guys know from my previous videos, I'm very big into predatory monster fish, and pike cichlids fall in that category. I also want to say thank you to Steve Aquatics for always being a good supporter of my YouTube channel. And my friend Matt for also being a big supporter of my YouTube channel as well. So the next question is, what's the most expensive fish you got and how much was it? Well, believe it or not, back in the day in 2011, my most expensive fish was a freshwater fish. It was $500, and it was a black bar silver dollar, Milia strumbaki, a wide bar one. It was about 8 inches, and I paid $500 for it. But nowadays, those silver dollars are cheaper. You can get a black bar silver dollar at 8 inches for about $200. Um, Saltwater wise, I haven't actually got an expensive saltwater fish yet, but I'm planning on getting a emperor angel or a Koran angel, and those usually run anywhere from $90 to $100. I haven't got a fish over $300 again, but you never know. Sometime I might catch a fish that's really expensive that I like, and I'll end up getting. But my parents don't like me spending all my money on fish, so I try not to. But I like buying fish. You guys know that. This is fun, this question and answer. I actually used to do this on my podcast, but I figured a live Q&A on YouTube would be better because it's face-to-face and people could see you talk and things of that nature. Hopefully my audio is clear because I'm using my Blue Yeti microphone. I know the visual can be better, but I'm using my laptop, so that's what I have for now. But I'll be getting a new laptop really soon. One of my personal favorite things about doing this is, we got a couple of questions. We have a question from Avery Smith. I'm wondering what you recommend for calcium, alkalinity, and magnesium for a mixed reef tank. I've never had a reef tank, actually. I've only had freshwater, fish only with live rock systems. But I do know that Instant Ocean does reef crystal mix that has a lot of those specific elements in them. So I can't answer that question well, but I can research for you and get back to you with that question. Steve's Aquatic asks, do you ever speak to any of your old podcast co-hosts anymore? Yes, I do. I talk to them, some of them frequently. Others I haven't heard from in a long time. I don't know why, but I do talk to a lot of my podcast guests and co-hosts, and I try to get them on my show as much as possible. And my podcast will be coming back real soon. Right now I had to work on my website, but it'll be up and running really soon again. So I wish I knew more about the reef tank question, but I only keep saltwater fish only tanks in the predatory aquarium, so I can't answer that question. But I'm enjoying all the questions that I'm getting so far. There's some wonderful questions, and I appreciate this. So if you have any more questions, send them in the chat room, and I will gladly answer them for you. Hopefully you're enjoying my Q&A. I appreciate everyone tuning into it so far. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm enjoying it. So hopefully you are as well. Sorry, I had to get a drink of water. Who is your favorite fish YouTuber? That's a great question because I have a lot of fish YouTubers that I watch. If I had to pick a favorite, it would probably be Paul Cafaro. He's a good YouTuber. I know Luke Dombrowski has a YouTube channel, but he hasn't done content in a long time. Predatory Fins has a good channel. Rachel O'Leary has a good channel, and I like your channel as well. Matt Thibodeau. You have a good channel too. But yeah, there's a lot of great channels. Steve's Aquatics. If you had the money, would you open your own fish store? Yes, of course. If I had the money, I'd open up my own fish store. That would be a great investment for me. I would open a fish store and specialize in monster predatory fish and saltwater fish, and of course the community fish as well. And I'd get the community involved by getting everyone involved in the aquarium hobby by hosting events like barbecue, monthly barbecue, and have people like from Akari, Aquion come down and get everyone involved in the aquarium hobby, because I think more people should be involved in the aquarium hobby because this is a big hobby and it's very popular. So I think it should become more popular down the years to come. So yes, I would love to open my own fish store, and hopefully someday I can. It's a goal of mine. Or even manage a fish store. I'd be content managing a fish store if I couldn't open one. There's a lot of great fish stores in my area, so if I were to somehow become the fortunate of managing a fish store, I'd be really happy with that. So that is something that I really, really consider for the future. But you never know what happens. Anything can happen in life, so you never know. But yeah, I'd love to open my own fish store. Maybe I could start selling online, and that can start into an actual business. I know that's how a lot of people started. They started online, selling, shipping fish, and then they actually became a storefront. So that's a great question. Sorry if I'm sweating a little bit. It's hot in here. I'm in a room with no air conditioning right now. The air conditioning is in the other parts of the house, so I'm a little bit sweating, but that's okay. So how is everyone doing today? Hopefully you are enjoying this video and having a great day. It's almost Friday, so I got to think positive. The week is almost over. Um, do you recommend wet or dry skimming in a protein skimmer? Which is more efficient? That question I do know, because I actually asked this myself at the local fish store, and he said the wet skimming is more efficient, it's more beneficial, and it'll take a lot of the bad stuff, proteins out of your aquarium. So wet skimming in a protein skimmer is the best way to go. I actually don't have a protein skimmer right now because I don't have a sump on my aquarium. But once I upgrade to a larger tank, I plan on having a sump with a protein skimmer on it, because a protein skimmer will help keep your tank clear and it'll get rid of all the nasty stuff in your aquarium, and it will keep it crystal clear. I know they have hang on the back protein skimmers, but I heard mixed reviews about them. Some people say they're good, some people say they're bad. I don't know, so that's why I haven't bought a hang on the back protein skimmer. So I'm just waiting until I get a larger aquarium where I can have like a 25 gallon or a 29 gallon sump with a protein skimmer. Steve's Aquatics. Have you checked out your local fish clubs where you live now? I actually haven't yet. I know there's a big freshwater club in my area, but there's not that many saltwater clubs. But I'm going to check into the freshwater club and maybe I'll join it and see where that leads to. Maybe I can meet a lot of fish keepers and have them on my podcast. That would be a great experience for me. I always love meeting new fish keepers and interacting with them. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this live Q&A, is I want to meet as many people as I can and learn about tropical fish, because I like learning about fish and I like talking about fish. Okay, the next question is from Matt. He says, what is your favorite fish store you've been to? I have to say Mark's Ark. Mark's Ark is in Green Acres, Florida, or Lake Worth, Florida. Um, they have a lot of fish. Most of my fish come from Mark's Ark. They have a great selection of freshwater fish and saltwater fish. They have some of your bread and butter stuff, and they also have um, more of the rarer stuff that you wouldn't see in other stores, like arowanas, statinoids, um, rarer cichlids, things of that nature. And on the saltwater side, they always have Valentin lionfish in stock. They have stingrays in stock, which are pretty cool. Saltwater stingrays are the only stingrays we can have in Florida, unfortunately. And they have a lot of unique stuff, baby sharks, bunnies, rabbits, a lot of interesting stuff. So Mark's Ark is my favorite fish store to go to. But it's 20 minutes away from me, which isn't bad. But I like going there once a month or so to get my supplies, and I usually end up leaving with fish. Now, when I buy online, I like to recommend Blue Zoo Aquatics. They're a saltwater wholesaler, but they sell to the public. That's where I plan on getting my next fish from. I'm going to buy in bulk um, and get a good discount. You get free shipping if you spend over $200, I believe. So that's good. Avery Smith, what is your favorite saltwater fish? What would you have if space wasn't an issue? That's a really tough question because I have a lot of favorites. But when it comes down to it, my ultimate favorite saltwater fish is the Valentin lionfish. I actually have one right now. It's about 4 inches. He's going to grow, so I'm going to have to keep upgrading for him. But if space wasn't an issue and I could have any saltwater fish that I wanted, that would be a clown trigger because I really admire the patterns on clown triggers, but they get absolutely huge and they're really aggressive, so it's hard keeping them with other fish. Steve's Aquatics. Could you tell us some funny fish stories that you've experienced in your fish keeping journeys? I'll have to think of some, so let me think a moment. Oh, yeah, I have a good one. I don't know if it's really funny or not, but one day I was selling my 90-gallon aquarium back in Springfield, Massachusetts, and I didn't know at the time, but I thought it was a regular couple buying the aquarium. I thought it was a man and a woman, but it turns out that they were a lesbian couple. So I said to the gentleman, what I thought was a gentleman, I said, I could help you carry this tank outside, sir. And she got all offended and started yelling and screaming at me, and my parents got involved. But I didn't know that at the time that she was a female. So that's something that I always tell people. You got to be careful when you have people coming over your house because you never know. That's one funny story. Another funny story that I could think of happened at the local fish store. I actually saw someone intervening between a fish sale. They were trying to stop the employee from selling red-tailed catfish to someone with a 29-gallon aquarium, I think it was. But they actually started yelling at each other, and I don't know what happened after that, but I remember laughing because that red-tailed catfish was gone the time I went to the aisle, so I guess he got the catfish. But I don't know anything else besides that. Let me see if I can think of anything else that's pretty funny. Oh, yeah. When I woke up one morning, Christmas morning, I had a fire eel, and my Christmas tree was right next to my fire eel tank. And we woke up, and there was something that looked like a snake wrapped around the Christmas tree. And we couldn't figure out what it was until I said, let me go see if the fire eel's in the aquarium. And I moved the PVC pipe and all the driftwood around. We couldn't find them. And lo and behold, the fire eel was wrapped around the Christmas tree. And this is a pretty big fire eel. We're talking about 18 inches or so. So somehow he managed to escape and climb his way up to the Christmas tree and wrap himself around it. I don't know how he managed to do that. I always am amazed at that. And it's one of the reasons why I'm very hesitant about keeping eels now, is because they can escape. I have a snowflake eel now. He hasn't tried escaping yet, thank God. He eats market shrimp, so I think he's happy living life getting fed market shrimp, so he won't escape. But the fire eel was brand new, so maybe he was getting used to his surroundings, or he was stressed out or something. But he was dry when I found him. And when I found him, it was too late. But that was pretty funny because you don't expect to see a fish in a Christmas tree. Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much. Everyone, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Because like I said, every month on the 30th at 9 p.m., I'm going to be doing monthly Q&As. And next month, I'll be dressed up for Halloween, I think. Did you ever have any fish jump out of your aquarium? Steve's Aquatic asked. Yes, I did. I had a couple of fish jump out. I had a silver arowana that was about a foot long jump out of aquarium. I had a diamond goby, which is a saltwater fish, jump out of an aquarium. I've had a large clown knife jump out of one of my aquariums. And believe it or not, I had a pacu that was about 24 inches, managed to jump out of a 180 before. And we caught him in time because we heard a loud clumping noise. It sounded like a 5-gallon bucket being banged around, and it was the large pacu. One of the reasons I like keeping pacus is because they're smart, but they're very boisterous. I probably wouldn't keep a pacu again. I haven't had pacus in a long time. When I have large aquariums, I like to grow them out and then rehome them, but I'm not going to be doing that in the foreseeable future because pacus are really popular down here, and a lot of people have them, and they have a hard time rehoming them, so I'm not going to be keeping pacus anytime soon. You guys have some wonderful questions tonight. I'm really enjoying answering them all, and I appreciate all of your amazing questions. This is great. So if you have any more, send them my way. I'll be happy to answer the questions. Hopefully my Yankees are winning. I haven't checked the score. It's the MLB wild card playoffs. I know the Yankees won last night 12-5 after a good performance from Garrett Cole. Tonight I know Masahiro Tanaka's on the mound. The last time I checked, it was a rain delay. But anyways, let's get back into fish because I know a lot of you probably aren't Yankee fans. So one of the biggest things I enjoy about doing these Q&As is I get to meet a lot of new people. So hopefully in the months to come, there will be a lot of new people that I get to meet and a lot of people who enjoy these Q&As because I'm enjoying it right now. Hopefully you are as well. Hopefully you're having a good time and I'm keeping you entertained. And hopefully you're enjoying our first ever, well, not my first ever, my first Q&A in 5 years, I'll just say. I had a fish jump out and land in my soda, Steve Aquatic said. It must have had a fishy taste. Gross. How did the fish turn out okay after that? That's interesting. What kind of fish was it? This is a great time. I'm really enjoying this. I think maybe next month I'm going to introduce a couple of new segments for the Q&A. Like maybe I'll ask questions and you guys can answer them in the chat room and vice versa. And maybe next month, since it's going to be Halloween, I'll be dressed up as something special. Hopefully. I like Halloween, so that'll be pretty fun. I know 5 years ago when I did Q&As, there was the ability to interview other people, like my good friend Slashmaster 1989 Jeff. That was when they had Google Plus, but as we all know, they got rid of Google Plus. So I'm not sure if we're able to do like interviews. That would be pretty cool. Avery Smith says, "What do you keep currently?" Well, right now I have the Valentin lionfish. I have a dog-faced puffer, a stars and stripes puffer, a spiny box puffer, and a porkfish. I know a lot of people like to say that puffers can't be kept together because of aggression. However, I have no issues currently. I make sure that all the puffers are well fed, and I make sure that they have their own hiding spots. And I think if you provide a lot of hiding spots and keep them well fed, you should be okay. Now, when I get a bigger tank, like 125 gallons and up, I'd like to try a porcupine puffer with my other puffers, but I haven't had luck with porcupine puffers. The two that I had perished in the first couple of days, so I'm not sure what I was doing wrong. Maybe it was just stress because they came from online and they were shipped to me, so that could be something that was a factor. It was a Molly, and I didn't realize it until I drank half the soda. Wow. Wow. You almost drink the Molly, it sounds like. That's crazy. You must have been right next to the fish tank. That's a good story. So I think right now I'm going to ask all the viewers a question. What is your personal favorite fish? I'd be great to hear your answers. I'd love to hear your answers on what your personal favorite fish is. Um, I'd like to recommend everyone to subscribe to my channel if you are a new viewer. And if you're catching this in the archives, make sure you like today's video, leave a comment if you have any questions, and subscribe to my channel. I welcome new subscribers, and if you subscribe to me, I will subscribe back to you. I'm going to share this on Facebook once more, see if we can get some new viewers here. Okay, perfect. So what is your favorite fish? Steve's Aquatic says, currently my favorite fish would be the red-spotted severum. That's actually a very beautiful fish. I love the red-spotted severum myself. I had one before I left Freshwater for a little while. They're very beautiful. Mark's Ark has some big ones in their big tank at the fish store. So red-spotted severums are gorgeous fish. I really like the red-spotted severums. The rock-heel severums, which is similar to the red-spotted severum, but they have a green body and a red head, those are beautiful as well. I like the rock-heel severums too. Those are pretty gorgeous as well. I do have some questions that were emailed into me. They're not tropical fish related, but I'm going to answer them anyway. One of the questions is about Avery Smith says discus are her favorite fish. Discus are very nice. I've kept them in the past, and I've liked them. I like the wild-caught discus the best. People have I've seen some wild-caught discus biotopes on YouTube, and I really enjoy watching them. They're very nice, and I enjoy looking at discus videos on YouTube. Maybe in the future I can have a discus tank. So one question that was emailed to me is from a friend of mine, and he wanted me to answer it on the Q&A video. He wanted to know what my thoughts were as a Publix employee. Well, first I should say that I'm no longer a Publix employee. I didn't like working at Publix for a couple of reasons. Mainly, they thought of me as the cart cleaner because every day I would be cleaning carts with hand sanitizer because of COVID. They were supposed to train me to be make me a cashier, but they never did. All I did was clean carts and bag groceries. I know a job is a job, but there were plenty of other people that could have clean carts at Publix. So my experience at Publix wasn't a great one, but a lot of people say Publix is a great employer. I had a great time working at Publix until I had to clean carts, and my back started hurting. Standing on my feet all day, cleaning carts. Imagine being in a hot room for 7 hours, doing nothing but wiping down a cart. That can be pretty boring. It was pretty boring, and I hated coming into work because I knew that day I'd probably be cleaning carts. But before that, I absolutely loved my job. Before COVID-19 hit, I loved working with the customers and interacting with my fellow employees. At Publix, I actually made a couple of friends that I still hang out with today, so that's good. So hopefully in the future, I will find a new job, a better job, hopefully at a fish store, because you guys can tell fish is my true passion. So hopefully I can get a job at a fish store, or maybe even get back into the culinary arts field. Because originally I had studied culinary arts in high school, and then eventually I went to a small college and studied culinary arts there as well. So maybe I'll get a job as a server or working in the kitchen. All right, do you guys have any further questions? Post them in the chat room, and I will make sure to answer them. If you have any further questions, post them in the chat room, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. I appreciate everybody that's tuning in. Thank you so much. Hopefully you're enjoying the live Q&A video. Thank you for sticking with me. I appreciate that. Okay, I think I'm going to end the live stream now. I think 38 minutes is a good live stream. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and asking some amazing questions. Special thank you to my friend. Oh, we actually have a questions. Okay. Since you're a trained chef, why don't you get a job in a restaurant? That's a good question. I have back issues that would derail me standing on my feet for multiple hours, but I could get a job as a part-time chef or working in the kitchen part-time somewhere. That's actually a very good question. I would like to get a job in a restaurant, so hopefully I can find a restaurant that's hiring and apply there, meet the manager, and express my interest in the position. That would be something that would be phenomenal for me. All right, guys, I want to thank you for tuning in to my first Q&A. I think we did a great job. I want to say thank you to Matt Thibodeau for tuning in. I want to say thank you to Steve's Aquatics for tuning in live, and of course, Avery Smith. And everyone else that's tuning in the archive, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you join me next month for next month's Q&A. Thank you, everybody. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next Q&A next month. Thank you, everybody.